Internet, welcome to another episode of the John Graves Show, and today bringing you some Nintendo news. The Nintendo Wii U is actually mounting a comeback in Japan, pretty much being one of the systems to pretty much sell over its threshold, sell past the PlayStation Vita and pretty much kind of come and breathe some life back into the system, with them pretty much selling over 3,000 units in Japan. Now, mind you, that now that kind of was a bad thing before, but now since the holiday season, since December, and since all of the good stuff of the family year of people dealing with things such as getting gifts and everything, this thing pretty much did honestly sell holiday weekend of December, and pretty much it does kind of show that hey, people really do kind of support want this system in terms of what Nintendo was offering. However, this system still does kind of show a bad sign, or at least like people it really isn't getting well received over here in America and also in Europe. So that's also kind of a thing which pretty much this system, it does need to, well, hopefully that is something that can change throughout the year of people possibly trying to buy the or at least give the Wii U a better chance than what they did earlier on in this year. So hopefully they can do that. There's also some other things in this article that I'm looking at, pretty much talking about about Japanese game developers and how they pretty much how they're not wish that like now they are it's a good thing that people are buying games for it, but at the same time, who's to say that in the future that pretty much they won't put way more time into their console games, because a lot of the devs, or a lot of the Japanese devs over there are pretty much taking all their time and putting it into mobile gaming, or pretty much some form of handheld gaming, which I would assume is possibly one of the better things for the Wii U, solely because it does have the dual screen thing, and it can honestly work. It honestly can work for the PlayStation. I mean, for the handheld that is the 3DS or the DS, but it does complement it. So pretty much them porting games over from the handheld, or them making sequels to games and putting them up on the handheld, it could honestly work. But yeah, they say that like a lot of this a lot of the sales come from the Super Mario 3D World and all that, even though pretty much without those games the system would have been doomed. But pretty much it is something to check out, and yeah, it is actually it is nice to to pretty much see some positive things kind of happening for Nintendo, solely because they've had a rough year. Well, a rough 2 years. They've had a rough, whole year and a quarter. They had a terrible starting out, give or take, with how people said that like they probably shouldn't have made the system with the hardware it had. But I'm like, the hardware kind of doesn't matter, really. I mean, at the end of the day, if you really think about it, the graphics that we have on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 today, pretty much they're not that different from how the graphics were on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. The difference is though is that now the games on the on the Wii U now, they kind of have to focus more on textures, and they have to focus more on pretty much low poly models, just so that they can make the games as grand scale as the other ones. But till then, hey man, keep an eye out for Nintendo. They probably might they might not be doing as good as the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, but hey, they're making a comeback, and it's still nice. And it's still nice to see that the system still has some life in it. So yeah, until next time, you keep watching those video games. I mean, you keep watching the anime. You keep playing those video games. I'll see you guys on the next John Graves Show.